So who is this actually good for? If you're mixing on headphones or cheap plastic speakers, the Neumann KH310 is going to feel like someone turned the lights on after years in a dark room. But if you're already working with decent monitors and you're trying to hear the last 10% of your mix, these might be overkill or exactly what you need. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The first thing that hits you is the size. An 8.25-inch woofer in a powered studio monitor isn't huge by live sound standards, but it's big for a near-field setup. That means you're getting real low-end extension without needing a separate sub, which is great if your room isn't treated and you don't want to deal with phase issues later. The three-way design splits the workload. The 8.25-inch driver handles the bottom, a 3-inch mid-range takes care of vocals and guitars, and a 1-inch dome tweeter deals with the highs. That separation means less distortion when you push the volume, which matters if you're tracking late at night or sharing a space with others. The right side version is worth calling out. If you're running stereo pairs or a surround setup, you don't want to flip monitors to match your desk layout. Buying the right channel version keeps everything visually balanced without forcing you to rotate the left one awkwardly. It's a small detail, but it's the kind of thing that saves you from a last-minute return when the boxes arrive. Now, where the value actually lives is in the tuning. Neumann didn't just slap 3 drivers in a box and call it a day. The LF, MF, or HF acoustical controls let you dial in a response that matches your room, not some factory default. If your mix position is near a corner, you can roll off some lows. If the room is too bright, you can tame the highs. That's not just marketing, it's the difference between hearing accurate and hearing accurate for my room. Most monitors in this price range give you a high-pass filter and call it a day. These give you 3 bands of adjustment, which is rare at this level. But here's the catch, these aren't for everyone. If you're mixing EDM, hip-hop, or anything bass-heavy, you might find the low-end extension just shy of what you need for club playback. The 8.25-inch driver is impressive for a near field, but it's not a subwoofer. You'll still want a dedicated low-end solution if you're mastering for systems that go down to 30 Hz. Also, these are heavy. Not call a friend to help you lift it heavy, but definitely not something you'll be rearranging every week. If you're in a rental space or you move setups often, that's worth factoring in. Another thing to consider is the power requirement. These are powered, so you're not hooking up an external amp. That's convenient, but it also means you're locked into Neumann's power supply. If something goes wrong years down the line, you're dealing with their service network, not just swapping out a plate amp. For most people, that's fine. But if you're the type who likes to DIY repairs or you're buying used, it's a trade-off. Daily usability is where these shine. The XLR input is clean, the controls are recessed so you're not bumping them by accident, and the overall footprint is compact enough to fit on a desk without crowding your workflow. If you're tracking vocals or acoustic instruments, the mid-range driver gives you a natural, uncolored sound that's easy to trust. I've seen producers use these for hours without ear fatigue, which is a big deal when you're in the final stages of a mix. So who should skip it? If you're just starting out and your budget is under $600 per pair, there are great alternatives that give you 90% of the performance for half the price. Or if you're in a treated room and you already have a solid pair of monitors, upgrading might not move the needle enough to justify the cost. These are for the person who's hit the ceiling of their current setup and needs that extra clarity to make decisions they can trust. Is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? If normal everyday means mixing tracks for Spotify, YouTube, or small venues, and you're serious enough to notice the difference between good and great, then yes. But if you're just throwing together beats in your bedroom and you're happy with what you have, you're probably better off saving the cash for plugins or better cables. The Neumann KH310 isn't flashy, and it doesn't need to be. It's the kind of monitor that disappears into the background of your workflow while quietly making sure every decision you make sounds right. If that's what you need, check the link in the description and see if they are the right fit for you.